Have you ever wondered what makes Shaquille O'Neal one of the most unforgettable figures in sports? Known to the world as Shaq, he isn't just a 15-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, and 2-time scoring champion. Off the court, he's just as impressive. He's a philanthropist, rapper, DJ, actor, TV host, and even a reserve police officer. Shaq's personality is larger than life, full of humor, charm, and energy that fans around the world love. But here's the question. Behind all that charm and success, why does Shaq have a reputation for being one of the biggest bullies in the NBA? Why does he react so strongly to criticism, even decades into his career? In this video, Nylon will take you through Shaq's most famous feuds from the early 2000s to today. If you enjoy this deep dive into Shaq's world, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Nylon for more amazing stories. Who is Shaq? Before we look at Shaq's feuds, it's important to understand who he really is. Born in 1972 in Newark, New Jersey, Shaquille O'Neal quickly grew into a giant, both in size and talent. At 7'1" and over 300 pounds, he dominated the basketball court with a rare mix of strength, agility, and skill. Playing for LSU in college, he showed early signs of becoming unstoppable, and by 1992, he entered the NBA as one of the most feared and talented centers in history. But Shaq isn't just a basketball legend. Off the court, he's known for his big heart, sense of humor, and larger-than-life personality. He has donated millions to charity, helped young athletes, and always found ways to make fans smile. Yet, beneath all the generosity and laughter, there's a side of Shaq that takes criticism very seriously. He can be sensitive, stubborn, and quick to respond when he feels challenged. This mix of greatness and ego is what makes him so unforgettable. The beginning of Shaq's beefing career. Shaquille O'Neal's reputation as a bully didn't appear out of nowhere. One of the earliest signs of his sensitivity to criticism came in 2002 during a public feud with NBA Hall of Famer Bill Walton. At the time, Shaq was in the middle of the 2001-02 season and dealing with a painful toe injury. Walton, working as a TV analyst, suggested that losing some weight could help reduce pressure on the toe and improve his performance. While many saw Walton's advice as reasonable, Shaq took it personally. To him, it felt like an attack on his abilities and career. He fired back publicly, criticizing Walton's accomplishments and dismissing his opinion. Shaq argued that he had achieved far more than Walton ever had in the NBA, pointing out that Walton only played a few injury-free seasons. Shaq called him a hypocrite and made it clear he wasn't going to sit quietly while someone questioned him. Over the next several years, their feud continued. Whenever Shaq moved to a new team, like the Phoenix Suns later in his career, Walton would comment on his injury history, and Shaq would respond with sharp remarks. This back and forth highlighted Shaq's sensitivity and unwillingness to let criticism slide. It wasn't until 2024, after Walton passed away, that Shaq admitted he had been too sensitive. Reflecting on their relationship, he acknowledged that Walton's tough words had pushed him to improve, calling him a mentor in many ways. This early feud with Walton showed how even small criticisms could spark a lasting clash with Shaq, setting the tone for the many confrontations that would follow in his life and career. Shaq vs. Kobe, the most famous NBA rivalry. Many fans remember Shaq's famous feud with Kobe Bryant during their time with the Lakers. On the court, they were nearly unstoppable, winning 3 NBA championships together. But off the court, their relationship was tense. Shaq often grew frustrated with Kobe's intense competitiveness and strict work ethic, and the two sometimes clashed publicly through interviews and the media. Their disagreements eventually played a part in Shaq leaving the Lakers in 2004. While this rivalry was high-profile, it was just the beginning. After retiring, Shaq's feuds would show he could be even more picky, petty, and relentless with others. Dwight Howard and the superhero drama. One of Shaq's longest and most famous feuds was with Dwight Howard. It all began in 2008 during the NBA dunk contest when Howard called himself Superman. Shaq, who had already claimed that nickname during his own career, felt like Howard had stolen it from him. From that moment on, Shaq rarely missed a chance to criticize Howard. He mocked Dwight's skills, questioned his achievements, and even belittled how he celebrated victories. Even when Howard finally won an NBA championship with the Lakers, Shaq found reasons to complain publicly, showing he couldn't let it go. This feud isn't just about basketball. It reveals a pattern in Shaq's personality. He often measures himself against others and reacts strongly whenever he feels his legacy or accomplishments are being challenged. Shaq's rivalry with Howard highlights how sensitive he can be to perceived disrespect, even when the person he's criticizing is already a superstar in their own right. JaVale McGee, when Shaq's jokes went too far. Not all of Shaq's feuds were with superstar players. Sometimes, younger or less-known athletes became his targets. A clear example is Javale McGee, who often appeared on Shaq's Shaqtin' a Fool segment on TNT. The segment was meant to be funny, highlighting basketball mistakes, but Shaq kept singling out McGee, turning jokes into repeated teasing. Eventually, McGee decided to respond on Twitter, defending himself. Shaq didn't take it lightly and fired back with insults and even threats, showing just how seriously he takes criticism. The situation escalated so much that even Shaq's own mother felt the need to step in. She told him, "Baby, take it easy on the young guys." This moment highlighted a side of Shaq that many fans sometimes forget: his pettiness. While he is fun-loving and generous, his ego can turn playful teasing into serious personal conflicts, making his interactions with others unpredictable at times. Rudy Gobert, jealousy and money drama. In 2019, Shaq started a feud with Rudy Gobert that surprised many fans. It began when Gobert got emotional about missing the All-Star game, and Shaq mocked him, saying, "There's no crying in basketball." But the conflict didn't stop there. Shaq admitted he was jealous of Gobert's earnings, pointing out that even as one of the best centers of his time, he could never make that kind of money during his own NBA career. Over the next few years, Shaq continued to criticize Gobert's game. He posted photoshopped images of himself dunking on him, made dismissive remarks during podcasts, and questioned his achievements. Gobert responded calmly and professionally, but Shaq's comments kept the feud alive. This situation shows a pattern in Shaq's conflicts. It's not just about skill on the court. Money, recognition, and respect often play a big role in why he clashes with other players, even years after their prime. Shaq's feuds with media and other players. Shaq's feuds aren't limited to just players. He has also clashed with analysts, former athletes, and even fellow NBA stars in the rap world. For example, he publicly criticized Steve Nash, saying his 2 MVP awards were undeserved. Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell have also been targets of Shaq's sharp remarks, with Shaq questioning their performances and playing style. Even Shannon Sharpe, the former NFL star, wasn't safe. Shaq called Sharpe unqualified to comment on his work ethic and achievements, showing how sensitive he can be to criticism. Shaq's competitiveness also extends beyond basketball. In the rap world, he had a clash with Damian Lillard after people claimed Lillard was a better NBA rapper. Shaq released a diss track mocking him, though he later softened his stance. These incidents highlight a key side of Shaq's personality. He is highly reactive, sensitive to opinions, and always ready to defend his legacy, whether on the court or off it. The pattern: why Shaq bullies. Looking at Shaq's long list of feuds, a clear pattern starts to show. First, he's very sensitive to criticism. Anytime someone questions his skills, work ethic, or accomplishments, he reacts quickly and sometimes aggressively. Second, he's protective of his legacy. Shaq often compares himself to others and expects respect for everything he achieved on the court. Third, his humor can mix with arrogance. What starts as playful teasing often turns into personal attacks when he feels challenged. Fourth, he's loyal to his own narrative. Shaq defends his image and reputation, even if it makes him seem petty or overly aggressive. Even now, at 52 years old, Shaq remains very active on social media and in the public eye. This visibility means new feuds can appear almost any time. Whether it's players, analysts, or even other celebrities, Shaq shows that his competitive, fiery personality has never really left him. Why we still love Shaq. Even with all his flaws, Shaq remains incredibly lovable. His charm, humor, and generosity make him someone people enjoy watching and being around. Over the years, he has helped countless people, donated millions to charity, and mentored young athletes, showing that his heart is as big as his personality. Fans also love how he brings energy and fun wherever he goes, whether it's on the basketball court, TV shows, or social media. Yes, Shaq can be petty and sensitive at times, especially when it comes to criticism, but that's only one side of who he is. Most people see his feuds as part of the entertainment, not the whole story. Deep down, Shaq's kindness, laughter, and willingness to help others outweigh his occasional arrogance, making him one of the most memorable and enduring figures in sports and pop culture today. Shaquille O'Neal's story shows us that even the greatest athletes aren't perfect. Have you ever wondered why someone so talented and successful could also be so stubborn and petty? From his early clashes with Bill Walton to his long-running feuds with Dwight Howard, Rudy Gobert, and many others, Shaq has never shied away from speaking his mind, and sometimes that meant being a bully. But here's the question: does that make him all bad? Not at all. Shaq's generosity, humor, and larger-than-life personality show a different side of him. He's inspired millions, helped those in need, and made people laugh both on and off the court. That mix of flaws and greatness is what makes Shaq unforgettable. If you enjoyed this look into Shaq's feuds and personality, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Nylon, and hit the bell so you never miss another story from the world of sports.